4th grade. Today we're going to work on subtracting mixed numbers with like denominators. And I am in your workbook on page 178. You are going to do the even problems on page 178. I'm going to do a few examples for you. I'm mostly going to do the odd problems as examples, and you will do the evens. I'm going to start with number 1. Actually, if you look at number 1, we don't have mixed numbers here. We have improper fractions. We have 12/6 minus 8/6 for number 1. So 12/6 minus 8/6. Since I have the same denominator, all I have to do is subtract my numerators. So 12 minus 8 would be 4, and I keep my denominator, 4/6. All right, next one I'm going to do is number 3. Number 3 is 150 100ths minus 110 100ths. I have the same denominator of 100, so I just subtract my numerators. So that would equal 40 100ths. All right, now I'm going to go to number 9. All right, those both were subtracting improper fractions. But let's look at number 9. Number 9 has mixed numbers. So 15 and 9/10 minus 4 and 7/10. Just like when you add mixed numbers, you subtract the same way. You subtract your fractions. So 9/10 minus 7/10 is 2/10, and then 15 minus 4 is 11. So 11 and 2/10 is number 9. Okay, now I'm going to go to number 7. Number 7, we're going to do a little bit differently. Number 7 says 9 and 3/8 minus 4 and 7/8. Okay, if I look at this problem, I can see that 9 and 3/8 is larger than 4 and 7/8 because 9 is greater than 4. But 3/8 is smaller than 7/8. So in order to subtract these two mixed numbers, I'm going to change them to improper fractions so that then I can subtract, because I can't do 3/8 minus 7/8. So if I change 9 and 3/8 to an improper fraction, it's 9 times 8 is 72, plus 3 is 75. 75/8, and then 4 and 7/8 would be 4 times 8 is 32, plus 7 is 39. 39/8. And then I can subtract my numerators, and I still have 8 is my denominator. So when I subtract that, I get 36/8. And then I want to change that to a mixed number. 8 goes into 36 4 times, because 8 times 4 is 32, and I have 4 left over. 8 and 4/8. Okay, now that's number 7. Now let's go to number 8. Number 8 is one that you're actually going to be doing since it's an even number. So number 8 is 24 and 2/4 minus 3 and 3/4. All right, this one is just like number 7 that we just did. 24 is greater than 3. So I know that 24 and 2/4 is a larger number than 3 and 3/4. But 2/4 is a smaller fraction than 3/4. So I'm going to change both of these and make them improper fractions. So I have to multiply my whole number times my denominator and add my numerator. And when I do that, I get 98/4. All right, and then 3 and 3/4, I'm going to change this. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15/4. So I have 98/4 minus 15/4. And when I subtract that, I get 83/4. But I want to change 83/4 into a mixed number, so I have to divide 83 divided by 4. You know, 4 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, bring down my 3. 4 goes into 3 0 times. 0 times 4 is 0. So I have 3 left over. So that makes 3/4. So 20 and 3/4 is what I get for number 8. All right, now I'm going to go to number 20, the word problem that you have to do. All right, so number 20 says, Maria walks a total of 5 miles over 3 days. On the first day, she walks 2 1/5 miles. On the second day, she walks 1 3/5 miles. How many miles does Maria walk on the third day? Explain how you found your answer. All right, well, we're going to do a bar for this one. So this is number 20. So I'll do my bar. And I know that the total is 5 miles that she walks. 5 miles. But she walked for 3 days. So I have to divide my bar into 3 sections. This is day 1, day 2, and day 3. So let's fill in the numbers. So on the first day, she walked 2 1/5 miles. And on the second day, she walked 1 3/5 miles. And the third day, we don't know how many she walked. That's what I'm trying to find out. I know that 2 1/5 plus 1 3/5 plus something will equal 5. So my first step is to add day 1 and day 2. So when I add 2 1/5 plus 1 3/5, I get 3 4/5. So now I have to think, 3 4/5 plus what will equal 5? Let's look at this number line that I made. Okay, here is 3 4/5. We need to get from here to 5. Well, if I go over, notice that it's divided into fifths. 3 1/5, 3 2/5, 3 3/5, 3 4/5. So if I go from 3 4/5 right here to 4, that's 1/5 that I just went, 1/5. And then from 4 to 5 would be 1 whole. So 1 1/5 is how far she has to walk on the third day. So 1 1/5 miles. And I can check that. I can add that 3 4/5 plus 1 1/5. And if I add my fractions, I get 5/5. And 3 plus 1 is 4. I know that 5/5 is 1, so that would be 4 plus 1 equals 5. So now you need to go ahead and finish the even problems on this page.